And I wanted to
Hey,
start off with the Houston Rockets, man, because in my opinion, bro, I feel like they're winning NBA free agency, man. But you can give me your opinion on what you think about that. But just to list off of what they've done so far, they traded for Kevin Durant. If you guys do not know, a few weeks ago they traded for Kevin Durant. They let go of Jalen Green. They let go of Dylan Brooks and some picks, right? They re-signed Fred Van Fleet. They re-signed Jabari Smith Jr. and Steven Adams. Great re-signs right there. Big time role players for the Houston Rockets on why they finished second seed in the Western Conference. Then they just recently signed Dorian Finney-Smith Jr., a good 3-and-D player. And they brought back Clint Capella, who's a great backup center. They're going to have three big men out there that can actually grab boards and score at will with just about anybody. With all that being said, Charles, what do you think about the NBA free agency so far for the Houston Rockets?
I think yeah, they've done a lot of great things. I wouldn't say they overpaid for Jabari Smith. They had the cap space to do it, and they obviously had to make a move with the money. So I'm good with that. I do still think, as I mentioned before, I think Jalen Green would have been a better person to hang on to than Jabari Smith. Not just because I think he's a better player. I know that that would probably clash a little bit with KD being there and stuff like that. But overall, I just think because of KD's age, I would have, if I was Houston, I would have hung on to Green because once KD leaves, you'll still be in a position to build around him with this same setup you have going on with Capella, with guys like that. Whereas once KD leaves now, you'll need that centerpiece. And I don't think Jabari Smith is a centerpiece type player. But either way, uh, considering most teams that add KD or aging veteran players kind of just throw the guy there like Phoenix did, and they just hope that that's going to be enough. Maybe have two or three star players and no bench, no depth. But a lot of credit to Houston, because they're actually building an appropriate style team around KD right now. This is the first time he's had that. Even when he went to Brooklyn, yeah, you had the other star players, but the rest of the roster, even though they looked very good, prior to that when nobody was playing and a lot of that team was banged up, the bench and just the rest of that, those misfit type players were keeping them in the playoff hunt anyway. I just didn't think that fit together as a true style team, whereas Houston right now looks that and they have great coaching. So, I still would, put Denver a step ahead of them, but overall, if you're a Rockets fan, you're ready for the season.
No, yeah, definitely. I mean, I love the fact that they traded for Kevin Durant. I feel like that was a good move for them. Obviously, they needed a star over there that actually going to give them more buckets, day in and day out, game in and game out. I think it was a good signing for them. Bringing back Fred Van Fleet, I think he could run the floor very well. He's a great playmaker. Jabari Smith Jr. Is the reason why I think that they wanted to let go of Jalen Green. Yes, Jalen Green is an all-star caliber player, in my opinion. But Jabari Smith Jr. can be that player too. Remember, he was almost selected number one by the Orlando Magic, but that day of the draft, they decided to go with Pablo Banchero, which was a great pickup for them for sure. I think he is better than Jabari Smith Jr., but I think Jabari Smith Jr. has a lot of potential to be a Kevin Durant type player. Yes, he's maybe not as versatile when it comes to his dribbling and crossovers and all that, but he has a great shot. He's 6'10. He's younger. He can learn from KD. He can learn what KD has done throughout his whole career and maybe try to turn into a scoring threat just as KD was throughout the whole NBA career of his. Steven Adams is another one that I really like as well. I think he shows a lot of grit, shows a lot of force. He shows a lot of intensity out there when it comes to playing defense, when it comes to grabbing boards, when it comes to setting picks as well. When Fred Van Fleet comes off the pick, sometimes he's wide open for the three. He could just drive down the lane and get an easy layup. Signing Dorian Finney Smith Jr. I always butcher his name.
Yeah, it's
Dorian
a tough
Finney
one.
Smith. Yeah, right. It's like a you gotta say it fast when you say that. Dorian Finney Smith. God,
There you go.
I think it
We'll
was
count that.
yeah, right. I think it was a good signing for them in the fact of that he can cover when it comes to small forward or power forward, their best opposing small forward, power forward. He could go and run down the lane and pop up on the corner for a three or at the wing for a three. Yeah, he'll maybe only give you maybe what, like points per game. Hopefully, he could give you more than that. That'll be great for Houston. So it's not like an amazing pickup. Yeah, they probably did overpay for him, but I think it was a good signing for them. I do love the fact that they brought back Clint Capella. I think they could do a lot of damage with Capella, especially coming off the screens, throwing alleys to him and whatnot. But he could grab a lot of boards. He could easily go from 12 to 15 boards per game, which that would be great for Houston in the long run. So at the end of the day, I think Houston, in my opinion, has won free agency so far with the trade of Kevin Durant, signing those 3 role players, and then signing the 2 new players. I think it's going to be a good look for Houston. I think they're going to jump. Yeah, they finished second seed, but a lot of people throughout the playoffs really didn't think that they were going to get anywhere. They showed that they didn't get anywhere, and with all of these additions, I think they can make it to the second round and maybe the Western Conference Finals.
Yeah, I can't disagree with that. Like I said, I just feel since the league is so young and balanced right now, I probably would have just stayed the course. But I can't blame them. And, not to say that they're impatient or anything like that, because it's been a long time for Houston. Not just the Olajuwon years, but even when they tried the T-Mac Yao Ming thing, had some injuries there. Steve Francis before that had some injuries there. So
Yeah,
they haven't really been over the top team. And obviously the Chris Paul injury as well, with the war against Warriors and stuff like that hurt. But this is their first chance to go into a season where they can consider themselves a true NBA title contender, even with how balanced the West is. So I hear
yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah. Well, we'll see what the Houston Rockets could do. They're projected right now. They jumped from I think it was like plus 2,000 to get to the NBA Finals to now it's like probably plus 500. So
Yeah,
it's
top
good
three, I
odds
believe.
for them.
Right?
Say it again.
Are they the top three right now for
Yeah, they're in
odds?
top 3 right
Or the
now.
top five? I mean, the top three now. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, in top 3 in the Western Conference to actually make it to the NBA Finals. Number 1, of course, being OKC. You're not going to move that rank. Number 2 for them is probably I think it was the Denver Nuggets.